Hello and welcome. My name's Campbell. This is Spiral Up. Hope you're having a fabulous day. And today I wanted to talk about knowledge, or more to the point, gnosis. So let's get into it. Knowledge, the tree of knowledge, knowing. The Gnostics, gnosis. So if you haven't heard of the Gnostics were a religious sect. This is what they're called. They were a group of people who had a common. They were a group of people who had a common belief system on creation and who we are and what we are. And their beliefs were based on knowledge. And what they believed is that it was knowledge that was the greatest thing that we could attain, and also the easiest path to enlightenment. It was knowledge of ourselves, knowledge of where we are, the universe around us, all this kind of stuff, which kind of makes sense. Now, the Gnostics were basically wiped out by the Catholic Church, because basically they had beliefs that were against the Catholic Church. So the Catholic Church said that we were all born with sin, and the only way to get rid of this sin was to repent, go to church, say prayers, all this kind of stuff, and all these rules, and really coming from a place of, like they say, you're born with sin, so it's your fault. You were just born that way and it's your fault. Bad luck. Where the Gnostics said, well, no, we're into finding out and asking questions. We don't want to just be told everything because, that doesn't make sense. We're not here to be told how to live our lives, right? That doesn't, why would we be created and put down here to experience life and then be told, but this is all you can do? So the Gnostics, basically, they did use a lot of the teachings of Jesus, but most of their books that they used were what we now call extra-canonical, right? Which basically means they've been taken out of the Bible. Many books were taken out of the Bible, lots of them. Gospel of Thomas, of course we all know the Book of Enoch, all these kinds of books. So they believed that basically we shouldn't be following the Bible. We should be following the teachings of Jesus, sure, but the Bible is a different thing. The Bible is a man-made book, and like I said, books have been put in, taken out, they've been edited, all this kind of stuff, translated, changed, dates, changed languages. And so the Gnostics were saying, well, maybe that's not the truth. That's where they were coming from. And maybe the truth is that we need to look into this Bible and see what it's really saying. And then we need to, go inside and ask ourselves and get knowledge ourselves and really work out what's going on here. Now, because they wanted to do that and they wanted to question the Bible, and of course, back in the day especially, but even now, all the Christian and especially the Catholic Church, it's the Word of God, they say, and you can't question it. But so the Gnostics questioned it, and because of that, they were basically vilified. They were called, devil worshippers and all this kind of stuff, and basically destroyed. They hunted them down, destroyed them, and their last teachings were basically hidden in some jars in Egypt, and that they were found in 1945, which were the Nag Hammadi texts, which are very close to the sort of Dead Sea Scrolls from the Essenes. Same kind of thinking. And another thing that was one of their beliefs with the Bible, because when they went into the Bible, now if you read the Bible, and this is a question that many people have, pops up all the time. Well, God says he's all loving, he created us, so that we can come and experience his creation and love and joy and all this stuff. But then he starts killing people and asking people to kill people and commit murder as sacrifice. And there's, all the plagues that he sends down to kill people. There's in Egypt when basically people were out killing all the newborns and things, and all this stuff was let to go on. And then the Great Flood, of course, right? God was unhappy with people, so he killed everyone. And so the Gnostics were like, well, how can this be a loving God? In one verse we get, oh, it's all love, it's all, I'm a loving God. But in the next one, it's like, well, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to kill you. So you can see where they're coming from. So this is the thing. And so just for this, they were called devil worshippers. But what they concluded is that the God of the Bible may not be the real God. And if you read the Bible, there are two creation stories in the Bible. I'll go into them deeper in another video, but basically in one of them, God creates man and woman from the clay of the earth. In the other one, he creates Adam, and then later on, Adam's alone, and so he creates Eve from Adam's rib. Two different creation stories. One is by God, one is by the Lord. So the question is, who is this Lord character? All right, we have the House of Lords, okay, and they sit around and they put judgment on people, okay. But it says don't use the Lord's name, but there's a House of Lords. So this is the thing. And when I'm talking about this, if you do happen to be Christian or Catholic or whatever, I'm not saying this to offend anyone. This is just obviously information and my viewpoints. So everything should, it does say in the Bible, leave no stone unturned. It says it in there. And so this is the thing. Can a God be all loving and also then go out and ask people to commit murder and then commit murder himself? Is this even possible? Because the thing is, with the Lord, you have the God and the creation, then the Lord suddenly starts telling us what to do and what we have to do and all these rules and all these, regulations, and suddenly we're born with sin. Well, that doesn't sound like an all-loving God, does it? So the Gnostics were all about knowledge, which is about questioning things, about questioning everything, about being self-educated. Gnosis is knowledge, Gnosis, gnosis, the knowing who you are, what you are, where you are. And this is really what, in my belief, what we all need to strive for. Because if we spend our lives letting other people tell us what we are, who we are, where we are, why we are, then we're opening ourselves up to just let them control us, which is, look around, it's what's happening right now. And this, knowledge also comes down to how people are able to be controlled now. Because people aren't questioning, because people aren't seeking different points of view, they're just believing the idiot box, because they believe that that's all there is. So, this gnosis knowledge it's a way of living and looking at the world, of questioning everything and not being scared of rhetoric. Because, the main reason that people won't question the Bible is just because they're programmed not to. They're programmed that, oh, you'll go to hell, or that this will happen, or that that'll happen. But really, if you do your research and you start looking into the books and looking into what Jesus, the man, actually said, you'll find it's a much different story than what the man in the dress in the church is telling you. The man with the funny hat on. And there's all these things. Jesus didn't have to wear a funny hat and a funny dress and all, have gold draped around him and be in this big tower. He just spoke to people under trees. He just gave them information. He gave them knowledge, gnosis. But then, of course, all this, the religion got taken over, turned into a corporation, and now it's just rules. Do this, do this, do this. Here's your set of rules. Unless you do this, you don't go to heaven. Well, really? Where's the proof of that? And who are these people that are telling us this? Look into them as well, because a lot of that has come out, especially in the last year as well. So we really do need to know who we are, and we need to question everything. All these books, it's just a story. If the Bible is true, and there is truth in the Bible, I'm not saying it's not true or anything. I'm just saying it's been altered and edited to make us believe a certain viewpoint. But if we question that and we do our research, we'll find there's other viewpoints. And then the way to get to the truth is to go inside and ask yourself, connect with God, with the universe, the Great Spirit, and say, well, is this right? Does it feel right? because you'll know all the answers are within, not without. They're within. Life is an inner game. This is the thing. So question everything, guys, including the Bible, of course. Is it have they changed? Because we know they've inverted everything. Have they inverted the Bible as well? Who really wrote the Bible? Because it wasn't written by God. We know that. It wasn't written by Jesus. We know that. Yet they put it up. If you look into it, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, that was all 30 years at least after Jesus the man died. But there are books that were written before that, but they've all been taken out of the Bible. Again, the Gospel of Thomas is a good one to start with. And Thomas was Jesus' brother. So there you go. So yeah, just a few thoughts on gnosis and knowledge, and how we really need to take control of our lives and our thoughts. Because if we're not thinking for ourselves, that means someone else is thinking for us. And if someone else is thinking for us, that means we're being controlled. So question everything. Don't be scared to. Be scared to follow other people's rules, especially when they create a world that we see around us at the moment. Question everything, believe in yourself, and then go inside and see how it feels. You be the judge. You be the judge of what's right and wrong, because that's what you are. That's what you should be doing. Because you can only live your life, and other people can't live yours, because we don't get to have, we don't get to see life through anyone else's viewpoint but our own. So only we can make the best calls, the best decisions, and the best judgments for ourselves. So I hope that made sense. Might have been a bit disjointed. But I hope you got something from that, guys. Gnosis, knowledge, question everything. Be autodidactic, right? Because self-education is the way forward. So thanks for spending some time with me. Look inside yourself, because there is greatness in there. And I'll talk to you all on the next upload. Bye for now.